Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive into a really fascinating story from the Bible.
Exodus chapter 18.
You got it. It's the account of Jethro visiting Moses.
Yes.
On the surface, it seems pretty simple, just a visit from a father-in-law. But there's actually a ton of really insightful stuff packed in there, especially about leadership, delegation, and even avoiding burnout, which I think a lot of people listening can probably relate to.
Absolutely. Yeah. This story is like a masterclass in effective leadership and management disguised as a family reunion.
Exactly. And what's so cool is that it's all framed within this like really epic historical context.
Oh, totally. I mean, Moses has just led the Israelites out of Egypt. Talk about a high-pressure situation.
Can you imagine the weight of that? Leading an entire nation out of slavery across a wilderness.
And, you know, when you think about it, Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, he was a priest from Midian.
Right.
So he's coming from this completely different background, bringing this like fresh perspective.
And he's not just coming by himself, is he?
No, he's bringing Moses' wife, Zipporah, and their two sons.
That's right, Gershom and Eliezer. And I always thought it was interesting that their names kind of reflect what was going on in Moses' life at that time.
Oh, definitely. Like Gershom, that means foreigner in a foreign land.
Exactly. And then Eliezer means, my father's God was my helper. He saved me from the sword of Pharaoh.
Wow, powerful names. Right. They really tell the story of everything leading up to that point. You know, the escape from Egypt, the reliance on God's help.
I know, right? It's like these little details add so much depth to the narrative. Okay, so Jethro arrives, and the Bible describes it as this really warm reception.
Yeah, it says that Moses went out to meet him, bowed down to him, kissed him.
And then he brings Jethro into his tent and basically downloads everything that happened. All the hardships, the miracles, you know, how God intervened against Pharaoh and the Egyptians, like the whole epic saga of the Exodus.
And Jethro's reaction is pretty awesome. He's not just being polite, he's genuinely stoked for Moses and the Israelites. He even offers sacrifices and burnt offerings to God, and they all have this big meal together. Moses, Jethro, Aaron, all the elders, right there in God's presence. Like this really powerful moment of unity and celebration.
I love that. But then, the very next day, things take a turn, like a really interesting turn. Jethro observes Moses sitting down to judge the people. And the text emphasizes that people were standing around him from morning till evening. It's like he was the only one making any decisions.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, every little dispute, every question, everything had to go through Moses. He was the bottleneck, the single point of failure for the whole system.
And Jethro sees this, and it's like a huge red flag for him.
He's like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you trying to handle everything by yourself? You're going to wear yourself out, and these people are going to be waiting forever.
Right. And when Jethro asks Moses about it, Moses' answer is actually quite sincere.
Oh, yeah. He honestly believes that he has to personally handle every single issue because he's the one who can interpret God's will for the people.
Right. He feels this intense responsibility to be the direct link between the people and God, to resolve their disputes, teach them the laws and instructions.
Which in that context makes sense, right? I mean, he is the one who received the 10 Commandments.
Exactly. But Jethro, as an outsider, he sees how unsustainable and, frankly, unhealthy this situation is.
Totally. And he's like, Moses, this isn't good. You can't do it all alone. You're going to burn yourself out. And frankly, it's not good for the people either.
It's a pretty stark warning. It's like he's basically saying, hey, this path you're on, it leads straight to burnout.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, is something so many of us struggle with even today, right?
Yeah, big time. It's so easy to get caught in that trap of thinking you have to do everything yourself and be the hero. But it's a recipe for disaster, just like Jethro pointed out to Moses.
And thankfully, Jethro didn't just say, you need help, and leave it at that.
Oh no, he gives Moses a very specific, practical plan for how to fix it.
Exactly. And it's actually brilliant.
Right. It's like, okay, Moses, here's what you need to do. First, you keep being the main guy, the representative before God.
You handle the really big stuff, the complex disputes, the important questions.
But for the everyday stuff,
Delegate.
find capable people from all the people.
That part always stood out to me. From all the people. He's not saying pick from your inner circle or from a certain group. He's saying look for talent and ability everywhere.
Exactly. Cast a wide net. And don't just pick anyone. Look for people with character. People who fear God, who are trustworthy, who hate dishonest gain. People with integrity, you know?
It's such good advice. And then he lays out this whole system.
Oh, yeah. He's like, okay, once you've found these capable people, appoint them as officials over thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s.
So basically create this tiered system of leadership where responsibility is distributed.
Exactly. It's like an early organizational chart.
I love that. So the everyday stuff could be handled locally by these officials, and only the really tough cases would have to go all the way up to Moses.
Genius, right. It's efficient, it's practical, and it frees Moses up to focus on the big picture.
And what's really cool is that Jethro clearly spills out the benefits.
Right. It's like, Moses, if you do this, not only will you avoid burning out, but you'll also be able to serve the people better. They'll get quicker access to justice, and you'll have the energy to deal with the truly important matters.
It's a win-win.
So the question is, what does Moses do?
Right. Does he dismiss Jethro's advice?
Does he think he knows better?
Well, here's the amazing part.
Mm-hmm.
The text says that Moses listened to his father-in-law and did everything he said.
Talk about humility.
I know, right? He could have easily let his ego or his position get in the way, but he didn't. He recognized good advice when he heard it.
And he acted on it immediately.
Yep. He chose capable men from all over Israel and set up this whole system of delegated leadership. And it worked. It completely transformed how things were run.
I mean, this wasn't just some theoretical advice. This was practical wisdom that had a huge positive impact.
And the story ends with Jethro going back to his own country, his mission accomplished. It's like he was this unexpected leadership coach who came in, saw the problem, provided the solution, and then quietly slipped away.
So powerful, right? And so relevant, even thousands of years later.
It really is. It makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? Are you trying to do everything yourself? Are you the bottleneck? Who are your Jethros, the people who can offer you that valuable outside perspective?
And what are the simple cases that you could be delegating? What would it look like to empower others and create a system that actually works?
Such great questions. Seriously, folks, think about it. This ancient story has so much to teach us about how to lead, how to manage, and how to avoid burning out.
And sometimes the best advice comes from the most unexpected places.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. We hope it was helpful. Until next time.